Hello, welcome. I am Jannie and this is my first Flosstube. It's really awkward looking at yourself in the video, but I know a lot of you who have Flosstube did this before, and I saw a lot of Flosstubes, thought about it really long about doing it myself, whether or not. And actually, will I do it in English or will I do it in my own language in Dutch? Because there are not a lot of Dutch speaking Flosstubers. Anyway, I'm here. I bit the bullet. I decided to do it, just film, maybe rewatch it myself first before I upload it. Maybe not just upload and don't know. Anyway, Flosstube. It's all about cross stitch here. Maybe sometimes some crochet or knitting. I don't knit a lot. Crochet is more my fancy. But mainly I'm here because of cross stitch. I'm 40 years old now. I live in the Netherlands. When I was in preschool or in primary school, we always had a teacher, a lovely lady with long braided hair, just like me, maybe longer. And she teaches us a lot of things like macrame, embroidery, knitting, cross stitch, a lot of things like that. Everything with needle and thread and fabrics, and it was always a lovely time in that class. But then you grow older, you get to middle school, you don't have a lot of time. But when I grew older, I once found a small cross-stitch packet in the shop. It was in our local Gruitrooij-van. They had small kits from Lanart, from Marjolein Bastin, and I really loved them. But I didn't know where to start. I never really did cross-stitch package. So I didn't know where would I start, how to work this. And Flosstube like this didn't exist that time, obviously. That's about, maybe 25 years ago. So I bought a few of those small packs, just started, read the instructions and just got along with it. It didn't work out really well. It was mostly with Ada fabric. I think DMC floss, but I didn't know about loop start. I didn't know about folding your fabric to look where the middle of the fabric is. I didn't know about marking off the chart. So I really made a mess of those tiny packages. I made mistakes, I frogged, I did stitches again, then I didn't have enough of the floss, so it was just one hot mess. Eventually I threw them away in a corner, in a closet somewhere. When I got to have my own house, my mother saved this for me and gave it to me later. And I tried one of those packages, tried to save it, frog out all the mistaken stitches, but I didn't like the patterns anymore. I wanted something else, so I decided to buy another cross-stitch package, and I did. At that time we were expecting our first child, So I wanted to make something for his room. I bought a package which I will show you in a later Flosstube from Winnie the Pooh. I finished it, I did, but way beyond his birth date. The plan was to finish it before his birth, but that didn't work out. Then later on, when I was pregnant with my second child, I thought, well, let's finish it before she is born. Did I get that? Did I finish it in time? Of course not. But eventually, when she was born, I really wanted to finish that because I liked doing cross stitch. It's yeah, how do you call it? It's a good thing to unwind yourself, to empty your head. I like it. But so to speak, the children were small. I was working. I had a lot of chores in the house to do. Had my hobbies, my husband, friends coming over. It was a really busy time when the children were that small. So I didn't have much time for cross-stitching, but eventually I did finish the piece I'm talking about with Winnie the Pooh. And I will show you in a later Flosstube, but because I don't know where it is now. So I have to find it. But I will. I know I didn't throw it away. I know I kept it. I never framed it because I thought it was too expensive or didn't want to do it myself. So it's somewhere in a box, in a bag, in the attic, in a corner somewhere. But I will find it, definitely, because I want to. I want to show you because it's a really, really lovely piece. As for today, I will show you the whips I have. It's all kind of sorts of cross stitch. And I start with the whip I worked on the longest time ago. And you can see why I didn't work on it recently. It's this kit. It's from Letty Stitch, the Christmas Toys Kit #1. I really love this small pictures. It's really lovely. It's on plastic canvas and with metallic thread, so you can make lovely sparkly hangers for in your Christmas tree. And I like that. It's small. It's a small job per hanger, I thought. But boy, was I wrong. My God. In the instructions, it said to do the crosses with 3 strands of floss. Well, I tried and I will show you. This is my attempt. And this is my attempt of, I think, the candy cane with the big ribbon next to the snowman. I tried, but I didn't complete it. And why? 3 strands in those tiny holes. The first time you go through with 3 strands, it's okay. The second time you go through, it's still okay. There's enough space. The third time, you can, it's possible, not really a problem, but then some holes you need to get to with 3 strands 4 times. Because they're squares, they're cross stitches, so you need to use all 4 corners. That didn't work out really well. I've got sore fingers. You have to push really hard to get the needle through. I tried different needles. I tried just doing just a few stitches a day, but I struggled. I really struggled. You can see it on the back. It's not really neat. And in the front you can maybe see it. Not all the stitches are laying in the same direction, so it's really a mess. It doesn't look neat. And I didn't like doing this because of the hard work and just the strain on your fingers. It's not nice to work on. But the reason it's in my whips still, although I didn't work on it recently, it's over, maybe more than 11 months ago I worked on this latest. I want to make these hangers. I really love them, but I think I will restart. And I will restart with 2 strands and try how that will work out. Because 3, no way I'm gonna finish this kit or even one hanger with 3 strands. So if you're having sort of the same kits from Letty Stitch, don't do 3 strands. Don't kill yourself with that, because you are. So that's my first whip, oldest whip. It's going in the corner for now, in the naughty corner. But I want to finish at least one of those hangers before next Christmas. So not this year, but 2025. Because for this year I have other plans for finishing, or for reaching some goals. Just a sip of tea. Okay, my next whip is actually not my own whip. Actually, it's my daughter's. She went to a craft fair with me about a year ago, Gruitrooij in Utrecht, and she wanted to pick a cross-stitch package for herself. So she chose this one. She really liked the duck with the flowers and the bug, and she thought she could do this. I already told her this is more difficult than it looks like. It's just a tiny picture, but it's a lot of colors. I don't know, maybe I can check how much colors. It's 21 colors. And there's backstitch, and it won't be easy. But she said, no, Mum, I want to try anyway. I just want to try. And maybe I like it, and maybe I don't. And if I don't like it, you can make it for me. Okay, that said, we bought it. It wasn't very expensive, I think. I don't have a price tag on it anymore, but I think it's about 10 euros or something. Now, she started it, she did, with a lot of help from me, because she didn't know how it worked, that you had to fold the fabric, that you had to start in the middle. She didn't know about loop start, so I let her try first on a scrap piece of fabric with large Ada count. And she managed to do some crosses. And then she wanted to try and start this one. This is where she got. Can you see it? Ah, I'm struggling. Okay, so it's just a few crosses. Recently I cleaned out my cupboard just to make sure what was there, what do I have, what's all in my whip pile, what's in my stash. I just didn't know anymore, so I wanted to find out, and I found this package. And I asked my daughter, do you want to finish this? Or do this? No, I don't want to do that anymore. You can finish it. So, okay, I thought what I'll do, I'll put it in my WIP pile. And when I have something where I have to wait, where I'm going to go to a playground with the children or something, when I need something to do, I can take this kit with me. It's just small. I can put it in my bag and stitch it there. So that's the plan for the Alisa kit. It's called I Wish You Happiness. It's just a small kit, 12 by 12 on Aida fabric. That was number 2. Number 3, it's gonna be a big one, because it is a chatelaine. I will show you the picture of what it will look like eventually. It's difficult to get this on a picture, on a photo, to see how lovely it looks. Since I'm watching Flosstube, I saw a lot of chatelaines. Not a lot of Flosstubers do chatelaines, but the ones that do really took my attention, and I wanted to stitch one. I really wanted. I really liked all the sparkly things and the colors and the specialty stitches. It looks really intricate, and I like that. But whoa, they are impressive. Impressive by the time-consuming stitches that are in there, but also because of the price. I tried and I looked to find all the specialty threads and the beads myself, just trying to order them in the Netherlands. But I didn't succeed. And everywhere I read, you should look at European cross stitch. So I did. But I was shocked at the prices of those kits. But hey, I wanted to do this. And I knew my 40th birthday was coming. So I thought, well, maybe that's a nice present for myself. So I jumped in and I ordered the stuff. I know it's a lot of waiting time, but it was worth it. And I received my package just before I went off to my holiday. And on that holiday, I turned 40. I didn't bring it on my holiday because it's too tedious. It's too small stitches to bring with you on a holiday. It's too expensive to get it lost somewhere, let it lying somewhere unattended. I don't want that. So I started it after this year's summer holiday. It's called the Hummingbird lace mandala, and this is my progress on that. Look at those shiny stitches. I just did the cross stitching. There's not more. And this is the first hummingbird. I hope you can see it. The lighting is difficult at the moment. I hope it's good. And you can already see the sparkling of those lovely gold threads and other specialty threads. I really love working on this, but you have to be in the right mood. You have to get the good daylight, otherwise it's difficult, especially that hummingbird. It's 1/1 with one strand. It's all DMC, but that's really small. And confetti. There's some confetti in this bird, I tell you. But it's really worth it. I really like how it looked now. That was whip number 3. Off to number 4. Because you all know, when you get into cross stitching, eventually you find out about YouTube, Flosstube. And all of you know what a rabbit hole that is. Because that rabbit hole is also about full coverage cross stitch. I even didn't know it existed when I was first buying those tiny cross stitch kits from Lanard at Gruitrooij-van. I didn't know about full coverage. Now I know. And I have a few. The first one I started was one I saw at Jessica Stitch's Flosstube. And the minute I saw it, I knew I want to stitch that too. It was so beautiful. Jessica stitches it without the background, but I wanted to do the background also, not knowing how much work it was. If I knew that, I wouldn't stitch the background. But hey, I just started it, got along, just tried, and here's what I'm at so far. You can see those berries and a lovely bird. I don't know what it's called, what kind of bird it is. Some branches and flowers. You can see all the squares of the fabric. But I hope when I wash it, when it's finally finished in a few years, that you won't be able to see them anymore. I hope. You never know. I stitched this on 25 count easy count Lugana. I also use the Kreinik thread that is called for in the pattern, and the rest is all the DMC. I really like stitching on this. It's coming along really nice. I think I'm about 20% in. It's my estimation. I don't have the numbers at the go here. It's on my tablet and I'm filming with my tablet, so that's not really convenient. So I need to think about that for maybe future Flosstubes, so I have some numbers. I haven't shown you what it will look like when it's finished. Maybe that's better. It's called Bird Song. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs chart, and the artwork is by Tatiana Fedorova. It's really a nice chart. I like all those flowers and birds. And I hope to finish it sometime. It's my first hate and I really like it. Maybe you can see, I'm going back to it. I started at the top right corner with full crosses 1/1. But it was so slow. Slow. I wanted to be faster. I wanted to see something, but there was nothing to see with all the blue, with all the 747. And then I found out about tent stitch or half cross stitch. And I tried that. And you could see the difference. But I think when the whole piece is finished, you won't notice where I switched from full cross to tent. I can see it when I'm really close, but when you're looking from afar, you don't see it. So I will leave it that way. that's okay. Then the next is also in Heaven and Earth Designs. It's called At the Watering Hole. It was a piece that Hate had for a short time, only a month, limited edition, and I really liked it. Those eyes, wow, those blue eyes. And of course, I bought the big pattern, the biggest chart that I was. And I needed a big piece of fabric. And here is what I've got so far. It's only 6 colors so far. I've got 2 rows completed. I'm doing this with parking. 6 colors. And there's a lot of 939 and 310 in this one. But you also have some blocks and some really nice checkerboard patterns, and well, it's nice to stitch on. I don't know how many stitches I got and how many percentage. I don't know at the top of my head. Next time I will tell you. The next one I worked on this year is my Lambostan from Lanard, and it's the 4 seasons, and eventually it will look like this. The glare of my window doesn't make it really easy to show, but there are a lot of Flosstubers and people in the Flosstube or in the cross stitch community stitching this one, so you probably will know what it looks like. I have bought the even weave kit. You can choose by Lanard for even weave or Ada. I like the look of even weave more, and once you get the hang of it, it's not that hard. The only thing you have to get used to if you're a Hate stitcher and you use the easy count fabric a lot, that this doesn't have the squares, so you really have to count really well. So that's a bit of a hard time, but it's okay. I finished nearly a page, but not all. I just have to fill in this piece, and then there's some back stitching to do. But I love the look of this. It's beautiful how Lanard and my Lambostan can make those patterns. Just a few stitches and then it's just beautiful flowers. So I like it. But it's a big piece. I have a lot of big pieces, so you see. And I like them. Then I have to look for the next one. And that's a Mereshka kit. I wanted to take it out of the bag to show you the picture, but I forgot, so I have to do it now. Mereshka had a beautiful kit. I saw it more times before I bought it, and I really wanted to have it and to stitch it. It's this one. It's Amsterdam. I really like the way the thread seems to reflect light. It's just regular thread in this kit, but I really like it. I'll shove up the needle minder because it's in the middle of my work. It's on blue gray fabric from the kit. It's a 16 count Swag Art Ada. And the thread I'm using is DMC, and it's all from the kit. And the needle minder is one I made myself from an old ring I bought at the thrift store, and I just glued a magnet on it, that's all. I like the colors in the clouds. There's not much to see than clouds at the moment. I like the colors. It's not all blue and gray and white. There's also purple in it. There's also cream in it. I like the colors. It's really a Dutch sky. So that's Mareska, Amsterdam. Then we have 3 pieces left, and that's the 3 pieces that are in my rotation from the beginning of November to the end of until the end of the year. Because I had some goals I made myself at the beginning of the year, and I want to reach those goals. And there were 3 pieces that needed a lot of stitches before meeting that goal. So I wanted to get along. I know I'm not gonna reach those goals. It's too much. But I try to do as much possible until the end of this year. One of those 3 is Flowers, Fur and Feathers from Zero Marchetti. It's a piece I saw again at Jessica Stitches. Thank you, Jessica, for all the lovely works you do. I like your Flosstube a lot. I like it because it's in Dutch, so that's different than the rest. And I like Flowers, Fur and Feathers. I saw it at your YouTube Flosstube, and also on another one. I don't recall who that was. This is my progress on this one. I tried to do it diagonal. I'm just struggling a little how to show you. It's really nice colors. I'm also doing this in tent stitch as I do all my heights. And there's some really nice orchids in there, and you see a tree trunk with some flowers and greenery, and you see a bird's head with its eye. It really looks starting to look lovely. But I've got a long way to go. A lot of blank fabric. Squared fabric, actually. I like it. I don't know the percentage again. Really need to check that next time when I film. If there will be a next time, because I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm actually going to upload this. Oh, hey, that's stupid. There's a fly on my wall. I can see it on the camera. Off to the next. This is an Amy Stewart one. This is Merry Mushroom Village Picnic. When I saw this picture, I thought, wow, that's really nice with all the fairies and the toadstools and the mushrooms and the lighting and all the colors. I wanted that one. And I wanted it as big as possible, like in details. And what do you buy at Heaven and Earth Design when you want details? You buy the super size max color. And that's this one. I wanted to give it another approach this time. I started in the middle of the fabric. I have to turn it around. It's this way. I started with a 10 by 10 block and then put some stitches around, and then I didn't see what it was and it was difficult. So I went a little up and a little down and some stitches left and right, a bit of, how do you call it? Cross-country stitching. And then I left this piece alone for a time. And then I thought, no, I just want to do rows and parking, and that's way better. That suits me more. But when I go counting from the middle to the upper corners, there's lots of risks of mistakes, of counting mistakes. And I will eventually find that out, but then it's too late and I'm too far along. So I decided to stitch a line and follow the pattern all the way to the top of the fabric where the first row of the fabric, the first row of the pattern is. And then I went to the left, and then you've got some trees. There's not so much to see there. I didn't reach the corner yet. There's a lot of stitches to go. I don't know exactly how much, but there's a lot to go until I reach the corner. But I like this method more. And I don't really like that I started in the middle. But hey, I won't unpack that. I won't start again with this piece because I'm too far in to do that. Then my last whip is still in my frame, because that's the whip I worked on for the last time. Yesterday I worked on it, and today I will work on it. I will show you the picture. It's also an Amy Stewart and also super size max color because of the details. It's Once Upon a Fairy Tale. I really like this picture. There's so much to see. All those fairy tales and the books and on the shelves and the colors. I love that. But confetti, my God. And the back side is confetti spaghetti. That's how I call it. When I started this piece, I started in the upper right corner and I finished a page. And then I learned that when you don't overlap to the other pages, that you will be able to see that and have lines, and that's what you don't want. So that's why I switched to the rows. You can see all the colors that are there in the sky and the books, and it looks so lovely. I hope you can see, because I can't see what I'm doing when I'm holding the fabric. It's starting to turn a little dark outside, so I need to switch on the lamp. Maybe that helps. Not really, but you get it. This is the full width of the pattern. It's 999 stitches wide, and on 25 count, that means it's almost 1 meter. So when I ever will finish this, I do want to frame it, but wait, that will be an expensive frame. It will be big, it will be heavy. The fabric itself is already heavy. Oh yeah, and I told you about the confetti. You can see it on the back. Confetti spaghetti. but you can somehow see what it's going to be. I think that's funny. I will show you one more time from this side. It's really nice. I like this one. I need to do a lot to reach my goal till the end of the year. And I don't think I'm going to make that. And now I know I want to have some goals for next year, but not exactly what they are going to be. I really don't know yet. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I am going to do a whip go. Maybe I am going to do spin the wheel with all my whips. I don't know yet. I'm doing that now with the 3 last whips I showed you. So with Merry Mushroom, the Once Upon a Fairy Tale, and the other height, the Flowers, Fur and Feathers. Every time I did a certain amount of stitches, and on Merry Mushroom and Once Upon a Fairy Tale, that's 0.5% of the total stitches, and on the other one it's 1% because it's a smaller chart. When I reach that goal, I switch to another, and I let the spin the wheel decide which one it's going to be. And I hide all those patterns that I'm not working on anymore for this year. So there's only 3 left. And it already happened that when I put away my chart and put away all the stuff for one project, I spun the wheel and it landed on the exact same. And I had to take it out of the cupboard again. And so next time I finish a goal, I will spin first and then see, do I need to get it all in the closet and take another one out? Or is it the same one and I can stitch along on the same one? Then I saw there was a really nice new stitch along from Heaven and Earth Design. I still haven't decided if I'm gonna join it. Last year I did, but I haven't done much on it. Not enough to get all the charts. I could manage that, but it's not my goal for now. Because the other charts from the stitch along, you need to finish 4 pages to get all the other charts. That's not really one I like and would want to stitch. And for the other goal was to stitch the whole chart of the stitch along, and then you got 1 or 2 free patterns, I guess. I don't know exactly anymore. But that's not doable for me for this year anymore. I won't get to a full chart. I won't reach that. But for next year, the stitch along patterns are really nice. There are a few I really like and would want to stitch. But I don't know, with all the other goals I want to make for the full coverage pieces and all the other kits I have, will it fit in? And I don't like to start something I will eventually never finish. I like doing something, I like cross-stitching, I like the progress, but I also like finishing some. I have finished some works in the history. I will show you them later. One is actually framed. All the others I finished, I never framed. I don't know why. Maybe because it's expensive and I don't know where to hang it, or my husband doesn't like it enough to hang it somewhere in the house, so I didn't. But one I will show you that's actually finished and framed, and it's hanging here in my living room. It's a Leonard kit. It's the Blue Flower Girl. I really liked that kit when I saw it. It's on linen. It was really stiff linen at the beginning. But eventually when you crinkle it, it will get softer and you get used to it and you can stitch on it really good. So I like doing that. And I really liked finishing it. And I really liked letting it frame because I really like the colors and it really fits in our color scheme of our house. So I needed to frame it. So I went to a local store that does professional framing. And it was expensive, but it was worth it. So that was all my whips. A proper whip parade. 45 minutes already. I didn't know I could talk so much in English about my hobby, cross-stitching, without someone talking back, without someone around, my dog lying next to me on the couch, just sleeping, curled up. Yeah, this was my first Flosstube. I succeeded, I did it. I think I won't be watching it back because I will annoy myself, I guess. So I'm just gonna upload it and see what it brings. Thank you for watching. Thank you all the other Flosstubers for all your lovely work and your lovely works in progress that you share with us. And it really makes cross-stitching a lot of more fun. So that's also a reason why I wanted to do Flosstube myself. It's just a trial. Maybe this is one time and never again. Maybe I will come back. I don't know when. I don't know with what. You will see. But if you want to know when I upload a new YouTube, a new Flosstube, you can follow me and then you will know. So have a nice day and have a lot of fun stitching and maybe until next time. Bye bye.